Hi, my name is Asia Lonon, and I will present in my Pecha Kucha on the comparison artwork of the painter Van Gogh and the artist Paul Gauguin. This is a picture of Mr. Vincent van Gogh, and he was born in 1853 in the Netherlands. He started drawing as he as a child, and he continued throughout his years, which this is what influenced him of becoming a painter. And here's a picture of Mr. Paul Gauguin, which was born in 1848. Art to him was a hobby until his artwork was accepted in 1876 at an art show in Paris, and that's what influenced him to become an artist. Van Gogh and Gauguin met in Paris in 1887 at the Impressionist art exhibit. They were introduced by Van Gogh's uncle. Although they had their differences in opinions with art techniques, they learned from each other. Okay. Here's one of Mr. Van Gogh's painting. When he moved to France in 1888, he was inspired by the beauty of the landscape. And if you notice that he used bright and intense color, like the sun is shining on the landscape. And Gauguin's landscape portrait is when he traveled to Brittany in 1886. If you notice, he used more flat, bland colors and blocks of contrasting colors. Okay, this piece is from Van Gogh. He went to a nightclub and he painted his experience there. And this was in 1888. If you notice that there's a pool table, I did not realize that they played pool back in 1888. Okay, and this is Mr. Gauguin's insight of a club, but he called his the cafe. And he painted this after he was invited, when he was invited to the Yellow House in 1888. Okay, this chair is one of Gauguin's pieces that he completed in 1888. You see that he used red and green, which represents agitation and deception. Okay, and this is one of Van Gogh's version of Gauguin's armchair, and he completed this in 1889, which they compared the intense and contrasting temperaments of the chairs. Okay, this is another painting of Van Gogh. It's the portrait of a woman with a costume style outfit, where she's a dark-haired beauty. If you notice, this is the same woman from his cafe painting. Okay. Now, Gauguin's version of a woman who is simply, she's beautiful. And she doesn't have, her hair is not overly styled, and her clothing is plain, and she looks calm but in deep thought. Okay, in this Van Gogh's painting of sunflowers, if you notice, the colors are bright and the flowers are at bloom, but then again they look withering. I feel like there's a lot of emotion in this painting. Okay, this is Gauguin's version of the sunflower, which he decided to paint Van Gogh drawing his flowers. His colors is more on a dull, bland side. And if you notice the face expression of Van Gogh, like he's deeply in his painting. Okay, this is a painting by Van Gogh in 1888 of his yellow house that he started. Again, he uses bright colors, and if you notice the green around the windows, those are his rooms that are his. And then Gauguin's version of the yellow house is dull and gloomy. Like maybe after he arrived there, he wasn't really sure he wanted to be there. That's what I get from his version of the yellow house. Not sure, but that's what I get. Okay, and this portrait of Mr. Van Gogh is a painting that he painted himself. After he painted it, he dedicated it to Mr. Gauguin. If you notice the weary look on his face, it's probably from he's gonna miss him. And this piece is done by Mr. Gauguin, which is of himself, and he dedicated this one to Mr. Van Gogh. This final project was before they departed from the yellow house. Mr. Van Gogh and Mr. Gauguin were both passionate about their colors. They were both passionate about their art, and I do believe that this is what attracted them to each other. Mr. Van Gogh died in 1890, and Mr. Gauguin died in 1903, but their legend do still live on. If you want to learn more about Vincent Van Gogh, you can visit www.vincentvangogh.biography.com and Mr. Paul Gauguin at www.paulgauguin/biography.com, or you can visit www.vangogh/Gauguin gallery.html.